Welcome back to the ICIC Gentler, Kinder Shark Tank. We're now ready to begin the second presentation of the day. And for the next two pitches, I'd like to introduce a new panelist. Please meet Henry Noel Jr., Investment Director at the Boston Impact Initiative.
Thank you, Anna Marie. I'm happy to be here. So I've been in the industry for about 20 years, primarily focused on working with small businesses, new entrepreneurs, and getting them access to capital, whether it's preparing their pitches, whether it's getting their presentations ready, and just really letting them understand what that whole process is about. That's where I've been focused. So I'm very happy to be here today and working with the ICIC on looking at their wonderful entrepreneurs and understanding what their visions are. So again, thank you.
So now for our second presentation, I'd like to introduce Kim Roxy, founder and CEO of LAMIK Beauty, Love and Makeup and Kindness, which is based in Houston, Texas. I consider Kim an eco-vator, an innovator making earth-friendly products. LAMIK is a vegan makeup line made with natural and organic ingredients for multicultural women. Welcome, Kim, and the floor is now yours.
Thank you, Anna. Oh my goodness. I love that title for me. I might have to change my LinkedIn profile and add it, Eco-Vator. So I'm Kim Roxy, Kimroxie, and I'm the founder of LAMIK Beauty. And I'm so excited to share with you some of the amazing things that are happening at LAMIK. So LAMIK is an acronym that stands for Love and Makeup and Kindness. Because love and kindness is your true makeup, because beauty is revealed and not applied. So remember that as I share my story. I actually ran my own makeup store for 14 years in my hometown of Houston, Texas. I opened it up when I was 21. And while there, I really helped to transform the lives of women by being able to do their eyebrows, do their makeup. I had a whole team. And while I was there, I realized something, that 75% of beauty products marketed to women of color are toxic. Seriously, astonishing, right? That in this market, most of the products that are marketed to us are toxic. So I knew I had to do something about it, especially when my hair started to fall out and my eyebrows started to fall out and my hair loss happened. I was diagnosed with a form of alopecia, and these type of skin abnormalities and skin issues, you just don't want to put toxic makeup on top of that. So I created LAMIK because 80% of cosmetics that are sold, that's done by women of color. We spend 9 times more than the average woman. So we deserve better. And multicultural women are actually driving the force of beauty. We spend 80% more on beauty products, 9 times more than the average woman. And this is a huge market, a $22 billion global market. And the solution is LAMIK, a tech-enabled, clean color cosmetic brand that really addresses the shades of all women, even the ones running the world. Shout out to color. And the LAMIK difference happens every day with our customers. They come to us, they come to our site. They're actually able to get a custom blended foundation for their skin tone. The personalization is unmatched. You see the review from our customer, Selena. And she came in, all she did was send us her picture online, and we sent her back a foundation that matched her skin tone perfect. Our current products consist of the Revelation Brow Duo, because I had to save my own eyebrows, right? So I created Brow Duo for that. We have our mascara, we have our brow gel. Our profit margins range between 65 up to 85%. We have our foundation, the custom blended foundation that customers are able to actually get that custom blended color. We'll be expanding out to our pressed powder, our lipstick, our lip liner. And what makes LAMIK so unique as well is the fact that we use augmented reality for our customers to actually try on the product. So with their phone, or they can even use the camera on their laptop. They're able to put their face on the screen and try it on, like, for instance, the brow duo for their brows and figure out which color is best for them. So it's no guessing on us. And then we also use quizzes so we can recommend the right products for our customers as well. And our go-to-market strategy really kind of comes in on something that happened last year. And that's the 15% pledge of shelf space to Black-owned brands. This is something that will drive the growth and expansion of LAMIK. I actually was in a national beauty pitch competition at the end of last year that, are you ready for this? Actually won a shelf space on the largest beauty specialty retailer in the country, Ulta Beauty. LAMIK Beauty is now carried on Ulta.com, and we're excited about this partnership. We have Credo, which is a clean beauty marketplace, and they have stores around the country as well, which we just finished their program, and they selected us as one of those clean beauty brands upcoming and rising up. And then even Beauty Counter, which is supposed to be a competitor to us, put us on their website as the BIPOC beauty brand with non-toxic ingredients that women of color should be running to. And on our site, we sell direct to consumer. So we do our D2C, and then we also have our retail business. Our average order value is $59 right now on our site. We've experienced 500% growth since launching at the beginning of last year. And we've built a really strong community of customers. To win that beauty pitch competition, we won through votes. And people had to vote with their money. And we got the most votes and raised the most money. So that shows you the loyal, evangelistic customers that we have in our arsenal, as well as all that we've done so far, launching on Ulta, doing all of these amazing things. We've done all of that with a crowdfunding campaign that I ran on iFund Women, where we raised $75,000 for our business. I know you're like, we did all of that with under $100,000. Yes. And our competitors, they just don't match up in the way of giving customers, our customers, the women that look like me, the access that they need to clean beauty products. I showed you one of our competitors actually put us on their website because they're not catering to that customer in the way that we do. We hit and check the boxes of vegan, natural, sustainable, prestige, meaning we are a high quality makeup line. You won't find us in Walmart or a place like that. We're really there with the high quality prestige brands. And our customer, she's a working woman. She's the woman that's breaking barriers. She's like literally crashing the glass ceiling. Those are our customers. She wants to live a more healthier life. She knows the health disparities that already exist for women of color, and she does not want to take chances on using makeup that's going to put her more at risk. And our team, I told you I have experience of running my own makeup store in Houston for 14 years. And I'm also a licensed esthetician, celebrity makeup artist. Yes, I've touched the faces of Yolanda Adams, Vivica Fox. The list kind of goes on and on. So my deep expertise around making makeup that really fits the skin tone is there. My creative director, Carissa, has built a fashion brand before and knows everything creative, knows the tone of the brand, knows how to present us on social media, and runs all of our marketing. And then we have Marilyn, who runs our business operations and really keeps things tight there. And then we also have our chemist, who retired from Estee Lauder. So we have deep experience around the brand to really take it to the next level. And we're seeking $1 million to do the next expansion of LAMIK. We're going to use the funds on product development. We're going to use it to hire a few more key hires on our team, as well as we're in talks with another major retailer, and we need to fill those purchase orders, as well as marketing. We've done some tests, and we've seen our customer acquisition costs come in even below $10. And we know that with the marketing budget that we can do, we can even expand and 10x our revenue just based on that marketing that we can add to our business. And our growth trajectory looks a little bit like this. With this raise, we'll be able to hit $2.5 million, and then we will continue to grow year over year. With the expansion of, again, our D2C, we're also adding in our subscription model to our D2C, because once a customer she finds that custom blend foundation that fits her skin tone, she wants it on repeat. Every 3 months, it needs to be at her home. Mascara only lasts for 3 months. That's on subscription also with our customers. So, and then we also have our retail, as well as I do live sales shopping. So every Friday night, including tonight, I'll be on Facebook Live. You'll see me dancing, selling makeup. It's landed me on NPR and so many national outlets. So join us at LAMIK, where beauty is revealed and not applied. Hey, even Oprah knows that it's the best. So join us.
I love this, Kim. Thank you. What an amazing presentation. I'm also so excited. I have my phone here and I'm looking at Ulta.com. I'm so excited to see that you are online.
Yeah, so, we're the first Black-owned clean beauty brand on Ulta. So we literally made history.
Congratulations. That is
Thank
amazing. You. Any clarifying questions for you, Ron?
Yes, Tamika, you mentioned you were trying to raise $1 million, but you didn't stipulate in what form and what type of returns and time frame your investors might look at in terms of the return of capital.
Yeah, so we're looking to raise a $1 million seed round on a safe note. And we're looking to, in the next 12 to 18 months, raise our Series A. And then we'll be on a trajectory to where we will be able to do some type of strategic partnership within the next 5 to 10 years.
So on the safe note, what are the terms of the safe note?
Our safe note is at a 20% discount. And we're looking at a $5 million valuation, $5 million cap, excuse me.
Jason, let's go to you.
I would say wonderful presentation, Kim. I've actually seen your products floating around my house and some other people in my family. So you have been making some headway. So I've seen it. I didn't realize that it was 100% vegan and toxic free, and that's very important. Wish you made something for men for our hair loss, but hopefully that'll come through your product development. But leading up to that, can you expand a little bit more in terms of the product development, that 20%? Like, does that include equipment you would need, a space to build out to, host that and everything else? Because what I see is majority of your ask, your $1 million ask, is pretty much going to work in terms of working capital, like a line of credit to help fund that. But just on that product development piece, just want to know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so Jason, I'm so happy to hear that you've seen the products already and they're around. We actually use a contract manufacturer. My chemist has a manufacturing facility here in Houston. So we manufacture all of our products in the US. It's really good, especially during the pandemic. We didn't experience a lot of the supply chain issues because we're making most of it here. And so because of that, we don't have to take on all of the overhead costs of running a whole lab and facility. We actually utilize that space.
Great question. Thank you. Let's move on to Henry.
Hello. So first of all, great presentation. I love the idea. I had a two-part question, or two questions. First one's very simple, and I think I may have just missed it. What is your current revenue run rate? And the second question is really in relation to the idea of makeup being sold, and you're custom blending skin tones. How does the color representation work from a technology standpoint for you to accurately be able to, match someone's skin tone?
Yeah, so we're at $500,000 annually, and as far as the skin tone complex, and that actually for us, because of the deep expertise of working with skin tones for the past 14 years, we actually are not experiencing a problem matching the shades. The Custom Blend Foundation is the most 5-star review product on our website. And it all started from a Facebook post, Henry. I literally, during the beginning of the pandemic, put up a Facebook post and said, if you could have your foundation custom blended, would you want it? And I start getting all of these comments saying, yes, me, where do I send my money? I want one. And so I started to send out samples to people, because I'll say, just send me your picture then. And they sent me their picture, and then I sent them a sample, and then they're like, it's perfect. Send it, I want the full one. And so that's how that got started. So we see the challenge, to be honest, just because letting the cat out the bag, the demand that we have versus can we do it? We can do it. We know the shades. We've had people come from, there's another brand called Il Maquillage. They're doing sort of like this personalization. They ask you certain questions to get you the right shade. See, we just ask you for your picture. Your picture tells us everything we need, and we send you the right foundation. And so people have went wrong with that company before, getting the wrong shade, and they've come to us now when they found out about us. And so to the point, even around where we're using the funds, that's the reason why we're using it around marketing, because their marketing budget is way bigger than ours. And so they are sort of like getting those customers, but maybe not matching them quite right. And then some of those customers, they end up finding about LAMIK, they come over to us, and then we're matching them accurately. So we have a 99% accuracy rate right now.
Wonderful, thank you.
Henry, that's a great question. And forgive me, y'all, I went out of turn because I'm a little distracted looking for that custom color for myself. So Anita, I did not mean to skip over you. Let's hear your clarifying questions.
That's quite all right. Kim, great presentation. Just wanted to follow up. And by the way, I am familiar with your product line as well. Just wanted to follow up on a couple of things. You talked about your average order being about $50 right now. And you also mentioned that you're projecting to do $2 million. Is that $2 million over the next couple of years, the 1 year? What does that look like relative to your average transaction order? And by the way, and the other piece of that, I'm assuming you're a national player. You're looking at customers all over the country, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. That's exactly one question.
Yes, Anita, and that's why we're online, because we have customers all over where we're sending products to, and so that. Where we're projecting at $2 million, that's for next year, and that's after our raise, and that's also with the fact that our D2C will grow by then. Our average order value is already trending up, and then as well as our retail distribution will grow significantly.
Okay, and then on the profit margin that you talked about, the 65 to 85%, that's netting out the cost that you're paying to your co-manufacturer right now. So it's before your operating expenses, but sort of like at that gross profit margin level, correct?
Right, cost of goods,
okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, and the last thing I would add is you've got some great influencers, that are really backing your product. You got celebrity connections. Is that reflected on your website? I did not have a chance to go take a look at the website, but are those influencers kind of showing up? Because that's great advertisement, great marketing.
Right, exactly. We use it on our social media, and on our website, we list some of the backers of our brand. And so we have some of their names under my Founders Club.
Thank you, Anita. And Kim, I just want to say, out of the 4 panelists, you have a 50% brand awareness, and one does not even use foundation, right?
Right.
Pretty amazing. So now let's hear from our panelists on their insights, their feedback, and advice. So let's go to Ron.
So Kim, it sounds like a great product. As you said, you have 50% penetration here. The one thing I question is in terms of your marketing strategy and your team, particularly if you position yourself for really sustainable and rapid growth. And so I think some more on actually what your marketing strategy is, particularly in terms of online, social media, how you get in front of the clients that are your targeted audiences.
Thank you, Ron.
And I'd also mention in terms of your projections, in terms of the raise, while you explained that you're going to do it in a form of a safe note in Series A, I really didn't hear the types of returns and timeframes in which the investors could expect those returns and what their exit strategy might be.
Thank you, Ron. Let's hear from Jason, who is already interested in new product development.
Yeah, if you can get some men's products on that, you'll definitely have another customer and some more. A piece of advice I would say is, number one, just get comfortable with your numbers. I see you're already pretty much there, but continue to get comfortable with that. The part that will concern probably any investor or banker is the growth phase. It'll be more like a rapid growth because, just doing some back of the envelope calculations, if $59 is your average sale and you're looking to do probably about 2 million next year, and I think it was like 14 or 15 million over the next 5 years, you're pretty much pushing out about 34,000 to 250,000 units on an annual basis. So you just want to make sure that you have the infrastructure to handle that and to handle that exponential growth, because that is a lot. And as you know, with selling over the web, you can reach not only the U.S. but across the U.S. globally in no time. And those orders can probably even triple in size. So you just want to make sure you have the right team in place to help manage that growth and know when to pump the brakes on things and not to grow too fast, because exponential growth is one of those double-edged swords. I mean, it may be good dollar-wise, but if you don't have the right management team in place to keep that running smoothly, then it can, put you out of business. So just make sure that you have the squad to handle that. And if you ever need somebody to call, you can always call on me.
Thank you, Jason. Noted.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, thank you. That was both encouraging, but also had a word of caution on how to manage that growth. Anita, how about you?
Yeah, so what I would say, Kim, is I think it'll be helpful, again, to kind of have those financial projections and assumptions so that we can see, how you get to the numbers, I think, because it'll bear out what Jason is saying about, and it'll also tell you something. I always say projections are not just for the investors or the lenders, it's for you to kind of see what you need to do from a growth standpoint. Because I would imagine at some point you might decide to transition from a co-manufacturer to doing and developing your own product. I don't know whether that's in your mindset or whether you will stay with that co-manufacturer, but I do know that co-manufacturers can sometimes become more expensive. But again, that's just something to think about with your projections. On the $1 million need that you're thinking about, you might, and again, this is for from a valuation standpoint, you might want to tie some milestones to how that $1 million comes in. So if you achieve X, what do you need from the gate? If it's at 500,000, you'll detail those sources and uses. And because what you don't want to do if you take in too much capital is equity is expensive. It is the most expensive capital. And so you have to be cognizant about what you're willing to give up from an ownership standpoint to get that $1 million. So it may be something where you say, okay, I put in X amount of capital, because you did say earlier you raised capital. So you want that money to be acknowledged. And then what do you need in various stages to get your business going taking some of that money down in tranches, maybe not clear, but that's something for you to consider rather than trying to gobble $1 million all at one time. And it could have and obviously it'll have an ownership impact for you. So just kind of keeping that, pump up those financial projections a little more and just think about how you want to take that money in.
Thank you, Anita.
Anita, thank you. Again, some words of caution around ownership this time.
Mm-hmm.
Great feedback. All right, so let's go now to Henry.
So Kim, what I'm thinking is more along the lines of who are the traditional investors in this space, or investors from the standpoint of exits in this space. And they are the larger brands that usually gobble up the smaller brands once they see that you have traction. It's very interesting that you are going the route of the internet, which is wonderful because the market's that much bigger. But then the question is, are they used to that? And are they going to really look at how many doors you're in as far as different locations and retail, retail locations. So it'd be interesting to understand what their views are, and then to educate them along the way in your presentation. And as you're going, keeping them, aware of how you're doing and how that contrasts with what they're used to seeing. And it'd be very interesting to get an idea of where you're thinking of along those paths as far as potential exits and things like that. But again, very, very, very interesting.
Thank you, Henry.
Such wonderful feedback from folks. Well, Kim, congrats again on your recent expansion, on your successful crowdfunding campaign, and now this presentation. We look forward to hearing more, and I will be looking at my online shopping cart shortly.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
This does conclude our second pitch or second presentation. Thank you so much again for that wonderful presentation.